What's the news? Hey, is there something new? What's the news? Say what you want to say.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. That was a little intense. That's okay. I'm today's host, Matthew Boffman, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Mr. 3 Extreme himself, the real one, Taryn McCoy. Taryn, happy Halloween, and how are you today?
Happy Halloween, and I'm doing great. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm fantastic. We're getting right around to the spooky season. Got a Halloween party planned for the end of the week, and it's been good. It feels good to sit down with you today.
Yeah. We are missing Max.
Yep.
But hopefully he shouldn't be out too long.
Yep.
So it's just us two for today?
He got bit by a large spider and had to miss the podcast. It's okay. That happens every now and then.
It's all good. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to start off with some housekeeping. So I just want to let everybody know this podcast will be releasing on podcast services around the world. However, the next two will be delayed coming out to those services, so like Spotify or YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We are waiting for episode 3 and 4 to release because our distributor that we use, we're still using the free version. So in the meantime, if you're itching for more Coffee Talk, hop on over to the Coffee Talk Pod YouTube channel, and you will find episode 3 and 4 early. But they will eventually come out. They'll be behind until we hit our stride.
That is Coffee Talk Pod, COFFEETALKPOD.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, where was I? Okay. So, with that housekeeping out of the way, I think we should get into the thick of it here. And begin.
The enshittification?
On enshittification. Sit back and relax. Get your percolator brewing.
Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to
here.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to say that later, but that's okay. We're going to leave that in. All right. Well, folks. All right. In an incredible breath of providence, or maybe just my own wishful thinking, I could not find the article in which the topic of the show was first mentioned. I can see a reference to the year enshittification cropped up, but I could not easily find the specific article. So instead, I will read from an article published in 2023 called TikTok's Enshittification by the man who coined the term, Cory Doctorow. From pluralistic.net, he writes, "Here is how platforms die. First, they're good to their users. Then they abuse their users to make things better for their business customers. Finally, they abuse those business customers to claw back all the value for themselves. Then they die." So that's what we're going to be talking about. Yeah, it's pretty gruesome, morbid. Right?
Yeah.
Very morbid. I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about. We've done some research into the why and the how, and I've done a little bit into the what's next. So this is where I say, turn on your percolators. Here we go. We're working coffee into this, and maybe it's best if I just leave that organic. But whatever, we're gonna roll with this. We're gonna roll with it. Okay, so let's get the mood. Let's get the mood brewing. Smell the coffee in the air. All right, let's put on our angry. Let's get angry. Let's just get angry. Okay, remember when? Yes, this is gonna be one of those old man yells at cloud type of episodes, but this time the cloud isn't just a cloud. This time the cloud is the representation of everything human you've ever loved shitting itself to death as it passes by. It's good stuff. Enshittification, or platform decay as it's also known, whatever you want to call it, is a real problem. Google, Facebook, Amazon, eBay, Xbox, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Do you have any others to add to that, Taryn?
Airbnb, Lyft, did you say Netflix in there?
No, I didn't say Netflix. Hulu, Disney.
Dating apps, like everything. Uh-huh. It's bad.
Everything. It's pretty really much bad. Everything on the internet, except for a website that I mention in a minute, has all been touched. Nay, I say smolder. It's all touched. Nay, I say it's currently smoldering under enshittification. We'll cut that out. It's okay. We'll dive into specific examples later. But first, I'd like to address Google because it hindered my writing of this introduction. When looking for the first article to mention the term enshittification, I searched on Google, just the simple term, that would have worked 10 years ago, Cory Doctorow enshittification. It yielded no proper result for what I wanted to find. I added first mention at the end, and the AI answer at the very top of Google told me that it came from an article in 2023 from Locus magazine. And so I erased first mention and typed locus in its place. And I still didn't get the correct result. The magazine didn't even show up. The first result was below the AI. It was a link to a Facebook post of a different article he wrote in 2024 for Financial Times. Instead, I had to take you know what? Hold on. Before I move on, I had to go like 3 pages deep in Google. When was the last time you had to scroll to the bottom of a Google search and hit
just like yesterday? It's bad.
Okay, yeah. I still like I can't. It felt like I was like young again. All right, whatever. But also like in a different way because I didn't know how to search for things when I was a kid, and I was also like kind of looking for boobs and stuff. But
when we were younger, we had this. It was odd time to be on the internet because it was basically like the Wild West, where you had to either know the entire URL or just be like lucky you stumbled upon the site that you were trying to find.
Exactly. Yeah. So there'd be times you just type into Google and maybe you'd find the website you wanted 3 pages deep instead of right at the beginning, but you still found it. Okay. Instead, I had to take the matter into my own hands and do it the old-fashioned way. I typed, like we just mentioned, locusmag.com into my address bar and used the website's own search function to find every article written by Mr. Doctorow for their website. I am pleased to inform everyone that the website was far from enshittified. The search function worked exactly as I expected. There were no weird ancillary articles about, like, doctors hate this one crazy trick. There were only things written by or mentioning Cory. So that was great. It was nice. It was nice to see that and be like, wow, this works like a logical thing.
Are you telling me a search function actually searched for what you were wanting it to find?
Yeah, I forgot that could happen. I'm going to be honest. Unless it was like my own library on like Steam or something, I forgot that if you just type something in, things could come back that just match what you typed in. I forgot that could happen. So I took a wild guess, and I picked the article entitled Social Quitting. Control F on my keyboard, typed in shit, and voila, enshittification in all its glory. I went back a couple articles, too, and did the same thing. It was not there. So I'm just going to say that was the first article, but maybe not. I don't know. I have to admit, I was skeptical about whether it was the actual first article because I got pointed in the right direction by AI. So I went back to a podcast where I remember him talking about the first mention, but I didn't remember what he said. It was one Cory Doctorow did with Adam Ruins Everything's Adam Conover that just came out a couple weeks ago, 20 days ago at the time of recording, on October 8th, 2025, and at the 9-minute and 35-second mark. This blew me away. He talked about his first mention of the word, and it was in a tweet. A tweet, man. All right? The tweet isn't what went viral, but still you'd think, and all the information AI is supposed to convey, the tweet with the first mention of enshittification, the very exact thing that I looked up for, it would have been the first thing it told me about. And it would have been at the top of the search results, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the search that you tried searching, 20 minutes prior, you did not find when it was online for a tweet?
Yeah, it was just there in a tweet. I couldn't. Okay, I'll tell you about that in a second. All right. If anyone was curious, the tweet was about TripAdvisor. He was pissed off at them because they would load stuff on his, like they just wouldn't load. He had a bad Wi-Fi connection, is what he said, and he was just like, this website sucks. But he was talking about just how on bad Wi-Fi it would load like half of it, but it wouldn't display what it had loaded. And he said, like, why is, because it's there, but it's just not showing it, I believe is what he was saying. And I did not link to the Twitter post I didn't find it because Twitter doesn't show tweets to people who aren't logged into an account, and also because I could not find the tweet just Google searching for like the Cory Doctorow enshittification tweet. So that's another strike for Google and for Twitter. You know, like, why can't I just look at a tweet? As for the rest of the podcast, I didn't have time to re-listen to the whole episode to verify the first article, so I will let it rest with a tweet. Mr. Doctorow said it is what led him to coin the term in an official way anyway. And so after nearly 45 minutes of a wild goose chase, the truth really dug into me. I knew things were bad. I didn't know they were this bad. So everybody, pour one out and let's get to drinking.
Mixing some coffee. All right.
All right. I forgot about this part. Okay. Well, here we go. Here's the meat. Here's the meat of the story, and here's Taryn's only written line in this script, if he wants to say it.
Cream and sugar, baby. Let's fucking go. I didn't write that. Not that. I didn't write that, but I did read it. But
I wrote that for you. I wrote that like
I know.
I haven't given Taryn anything to say. I'm just gonna make him say something stupid.
Fine.
I'm sorry. I wrote underneath it. I said, "You don't have to say this, Taryn. You don't have to say anything."
Well, I paused, but then you're like, "No, you're saying it today."
Yeah, I just brought it up.
Fine.
So yeah,
that's
sorry. Well, Taryn, my friend, you were telling me earlier about the research you were doing. Now's when we're going to talk about it and yell at all the shitty clouds we see. So let's.
Yeah, I didn't get into Twitter, but I got into Facebook and Google, like as you mentioned before.
Yeah,
literally on my Google thing is what
happened
to what happened to this first search you being linked to, like, pops up, like how many pages you have to scroll through and how many ads are there. It's insane.
Yeah, and they do that because it shows you ads. Like, that's them screwing you as the consumer and also the advertiser, because I don't look at the ads. Why would I interact with whatever, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not looking for an ad. I'm looking for a quick answer.
Yes. And for me, being behind the scenes a little bit, where I have sort of a business I run, I do know things like that maybe the normal public doesn't know, like about Google AdSense, and every click that you get like 20 cents. It gets bad whenever you're just filling spam of ads on a Google search because Google's trying to be profitable because of all the AdSense.
Right. Yeah, and they're just the Cory guy. He said that the companies, the advertisers, aren't just like they're bidding to always be at the top. So they're paying Google crazy amounts of money just so they can maybe be at. It's like maybe be at the top. It's like they're gambling in a way. Like, oh, maybe if we pay them,
it's like a lottery almost at that point.
Yeah, it's like a lottery because they're not guaranteed to get all the advertisement because Google doesn't have to. But the more they pay, the more likely they're to be at the top. So it's just like it's like a snake eating its own tail,
Mm-hmm.
So let's crack into step one. We'll talk about the good. This is our reminiscing. So step one: platforms are good to their users. So that's where we're at. So here's a quote from Cory Doctorow off of his TikTok article. So think of Amazon. For many years, it operated at a loss, using its access to the capital markets to subsidize everything you bought. It sold goods below cost and shipped them below cost in 2 days a lot of the time, too, remember? It operated a clean and useful search. If you search for a product, Amazon tried its damnedest to put it at the top of the search results. All right, Taryn, let's reminisce. Do you remember using Amazon back when it,
yes,
you had 2 day shipping, and it was amazing? I do.
It was still bad for the workers.
Oh, it was horrible.
I still think that they have a long ways to go in treating their employees right. But from a customer standpoint, Amazon was way more reliable and way faster in shipping back in the day. And You didn't get spammed with Amazon recommended, because back then it wasn't retailers flocking to Amazon. It was prices being sold cheaper than what normal retailers had. And as we progressed into the future, retailers had shifted onto being Amazon rather than just keeping prices low. And so as a result, the prices skyrocket as well.
Yes. Yeah, and I think I have stuff more about Amazon. I think all of his quotes are about Amazon here, but yeah, it was just a good time. And I think this goes back as far as like the 90s when it was like a bookstore mostly, what he's talking about here. But up until they did release Prime and there was 2-day shipping, and most of the stuff wasn't like, some shell company, made by like a fella in the manosphere to make a quick dollar. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's not just
so. Just from some clarification, I have Amazon Prime, and I bought a package just last week that took longer than 2 days to ship, and I'm like, what happened to 2 day shipping? This is bullshit. Like, I'm paying $100 a year now for Amazon Prime, and yes, it's faster shipping, and I understand from a worker point of view that it is like hard on them, but to that, I say, since Amazon's $1 billion company, just hire more people so that way you can get the job done on time.
Right.
If you're promising a service, then why offer the service if you can't deliver it? Like, what?
The problem with that, Taryn, is they phased out a lot of the 2-day shipping for almost all of their products. That's because of that, because they don't want to pay people.
Workers.
Yeah. That's all it boils down to, is you don't want to pay people. And I don't know. I mean, like, on one hand, I'm okay with waiting for it, but like I canceled my Amazon Prime this year, so I'm not going to renew it when it comes up next year, I think. Just because I don't use their streaming service very much, and when I do, it's mostly because I rent a movie on there rather than watch a free one. Oh yeah. And it's
and everybody, I'm okay with waiting too. But keep in mind, everybody says that, and then keep in mind when this podcast is coming out, it's getting close to the end of the year, and that's where there's going to be massive deals. That's where like Cyber Monday is going to come around the corner, and then you have obviously Black Friday if you catch a deal on that, as well as Christmas shopping and just a bunch of price shopping around the world right now.
Right.
And so people are going to want things at a certain time to be ready. So I understand. So I'm more than willing to wait as far as the package, but not everybody is mean. I understand that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I also understand it too, but it's also like, I'm willing to wait, but they're still not paying their employees better. They're still working just as hard. You know what I mean? Like, they still suck. Okay. Now, I don't know. I mean, do you have any other? I was going to bring up YouTube, like the good old days of YouTube, before.
I have Netflix, Twitter, Lyft. I can go into any of these topics if you'd like.
Okay, you take one.
Amazon.
You take one.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll talk.
So let's go with. This is going to be Lyft. This is kind of a or Uber, I should say, as well, because a lot of people had to pay high prices for taxis, and when the venture capital made a app where you can just call a ride to your location to circumvent taxis, well, that kind of hit taxis out of nowhere, and the price point became competitive. So, which was a good thing, because if you have competitiveness in the market, then prices drop and customers have more flexibility at which one they prefer to use, which is overall good. However, what happens is they basically have a duopoly between Uber and Lyft now. Nobody uses taxis because they're still too priced high.
Yeah. So
because of the duopoly, they're able to pay their drivers like shit because they get like 20 cents to the mile or whatever. I don't know exactly. I haven't been an Uber driver, but I know there was an outroar for how much the Uber drivers got paid, and the prices go up for the same service.
Yeah.
Yes, there is some added features where you can go, hey, I want to use a Suburban instead of a cab or a limousine or whatever. There's features like that, which is nice, but the options or the functionality is still basically the same. Like you're getting from point A to point B. Yes, you might have more people or whatever, but the price is going up has really been the whole like antithesis as to why they became like popular in the first place.
Right. When those first started, it was amazing. Like it was because it was good for both the customer and the person driving the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people driving the car were like, "Yeah, I can do this. I like driving anyway. It's like a second job for me, and I'm making like an extra like $1,000 a week because I'm doing it." And
yeah, that's good.
yeah, it was
People
great.
actually found
Yeah.
yeah, it's just good for someone to actually do. Like if you're already in the town anyways or the city driving after work, like might as well pick up a stop and you're getting an extra $5 or $10 or $20
Yeah.
here and there.
Pay for dinner or something. You know,
Yeah,
it was great. But
it's
that
nice.
and then like I miss that. Did you ever use it when it was good and like cheap? I remember
Sort of.
yeah.
I've been to Vegas a few times.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of information about me, and so I had to kind of get used to it because I wasn't going to call a cab in Vegas. That's just ridiculous. So I had to get used to it, and at the time, it was still newer, and there was some privacy concerns because the driver didn't want you to know who they were, and then you didn't really want to know. The driver didn't want to know who you were either. It was weird. Like there were some privacy concerns. Now I think you are supposed to announce your name because that's the only thing that the driver has to go off of, rather than the driver. There has been some issues like that before,
Right.
but it was still newer at the time, so I had to use it back in the day. I haven't used it in a long time, but I do know prices are going up with that.
Oh, they're massive. Sometimes they're reasonable. I haven't used it in a long time either, but I remember. So in 2015, I went to Austin, Texas for a convention down there. It was like a gaming convention, and I remember taking Ubers around there, and they were like, it'd be miles away. Oh, here's one for $12. That's super affordable. You'd have to wait a little bit for them to get to you, and sometimes, you didn't also really know like whether or not you still don't, even with taxis like the old way, whether or not the driver's like of a sane mental capacity.
Oh yeah,
But it was still, I don't know, it was great. It was such a nice thing, and it made sense because taxis did suck. I'll throw out my theory. Enshittification isn't just for the internet. Like it's happened with every company, like Pizza Hut and taxis and airports and
McDonald's,
and
everything.
A lot of that is like private equities buying it out and just killing the soul of whatever. And that's kind of the same, except it's from the inside. And well, I mean, they're not private equities, but like think like Microsoft buying Activision. Like that is big enshittification right there. Let's hit up Netflix. I think Netflix is a great one because it started just as like the DVD rental place, and that was cool.
Yes,
but you didn't really need it if you weren't too far away from like a Blockbuster, or in our case, I think it was like Mr. Movies and Video Showroom, both small town.
The pivotal point of Netflix was when they became an online service.
Yeah,
that was
streaming.
really. Yeah, the streaming was what launched them, and they had a massive stranglehold on the market, which I have a general personal rule for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a subscription service. If I am paying a subscription, then I should not be greeted with ads. And then Netflix, for a long time, up until 2024, they have always had that philosophy. And then now the paid tier gets ads as well. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's
As
never
part
enough,
of
Terry.
the people, as I remember, the reason why people flocked to Netflix was because they wanted to get rid of their cable boxes because cable boxes were too expensive.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's like, what even is the fucking point? If I'm paying $30 for this for to be able to stream in two rooms at the same time, why? I mean, it's maybe a little bit better because you can pick whatever movie you want to watch or show, But like not always. They'll just fucking cancel something on. Oh my god, it's
because the convenience in Netflix was unlike a cable box where you were locked into a subscription plan for however many channels you had.
Oh, cable
and
was
then
expensive.
if you wanted to watch and if you wanted to watch a movie, you had to get like the Stars or the HBO package as well, which was another $10 to $15 a month, or a rental that's like $3 or whatever. That was the reason why people flocked to Netflix. And then you have these streaming services. Not only is it just Netflix, Hulu's in there too. Hulu is just as bad as far as Netflix goes because they're also cracking down on the passwords too, just as Netflix.
Yep.
Now, I understand a little bit more about Hulu's advertisement because it is a paid service and they do need to have advertisements. And my justification was they had local TV. Now, if you have local TV, you do have to have ads from your local providers. And I understood that. But from Netflix to go from 2024 to now, where they just said, no, even if you're paying, you're getting ads. That's wild to me.
Yeah, it's the whole ad-supported thing. I remember when the topic kind of first came up of like, oh yeah, Netflix is going to now allow you to choose an ad-supported tier to take off $20 or however much. Like it's significantly cheaper, but it's also like,
yes,
what is the fucking point? What is the fucking point?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's the whole point. That's why you made the service, because you were tired of advertisers who fucking left and was like, we're just not gonna do that anymore. We're just gonna invalidate every reason we've ever had for existing. Who said that?
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense, Darren. It doesn't make sense. Hold on. Before we get too far, I'm gonna read step 2 because we're kind of lumping that in with step 1. We'll just get to that. So the abuse. Okay, so step 2, they abuse their users to make things better for their customers, their advertisers. So let's. This is where we're going to get heated because I feel like we're already getting there. So here's a quote from Cory Doctorow again. Here we go. It became progressively harder for shoppers to find things anywhere except Amazon, which meant that they only searched on Amazon, which meant that sellers had to sell on Amazon. So this is the ads on Netflix. This is Uber prices, or Uber's.
Yes.
It's they're decreasing the
retailers
amount of,
flocking. Yeah, the retailers flocking to Amazon. Everything about the enshittification. And just to drive this point home, when you said they abuse their users to make things better for their customers. Now, you might think that you are the customer because you're paying. And for a long time, that was true. And especially if there was anything free, because when I was growing up, nothing is ever free. If something is free to you, then it's basically they're selling your data somehow, some way to get to advertise to you later. That is the marketing point there. They are trying to figure out a way to exploit you at a later time. It might be free for now, but later it won't be.
They say if the service is free or too good to be true, then you are the product. It's not what you're getting. You are the product. And okay, that brings me on to like another point, because it's surveillance. All right, people talk about surveillance like it's just cameras. It's not. It's everything. Every account you have, every Amazon account, every YouTube account, every Netflix account, every grocery store online ordering account, every club card you have is a form of surveillance, which I think it just fuels the enshittification more, because it's a way to get information about you to sell to advertisers who then kind of pressure companies to be like, hey, let's put in pop-up ads. Let's play 3 minutes of ads before every YouTube video starts, and 2 minutes of those are unskippable. Or you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. If you want to have a fun little experiment, now I encourage other people to do this if you guys want to. It's whenever you sign up for something online, or maybe like a subscription service that you like fill out, it could be anything. If you misspell your name, or if you give a point where you will remember that this is the point in which I signed up for it, then later if you get something mailed like junk spam and then you notice your name is misspelled, you can clearly see the connection between point A and point B with that. It's a fun little experiment to try. I've done it before, and so has my brother. So you can track how the data got not only from this subscription service or whatever that went to the person that sold your data to this person over on this side that was mailing you spam later. It's kind of funny, but you can kind of make the through connection that way. It's just a little fun experiment. It can just be like a pointless subscription. It doesn't have to be one that you're paying for or anything, but it definitely is there.
Yeah, you could go sign up for like White House newsletters and find out about Donald Trump's next meme coin. That'd be pretty rad.
I don't know if that'll make it in.
No, it's going in. We don't stand for Donald Trump's meme coins on Coffee Talk, okay? Only
just crypto coins in general is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, not a great move. Get on their emailing list though, and tell us what your results are. Let us know in the comments if you sign up for some sort of spam service with a fake name, with an alias. You can be cool. You can have an alias. Yeah. Any other good old days platforms that you miss, Taryn? Any other things that you were like, I just want this back? YouTube is one for me. But it's also YouTube.
YouTube is a big one.
YouTube kind of went down the shitter almost immediately, though, to be fair. It got bought by Google in 2006. Yeah. And from there, it kind of like, well, it took a slow walk into what it is now.
The good old days, I didn't use Google a bunch in my childhood. I used Ask Jeeves, throwback
nice
to that. And there wasn't really a lot of enshittification, at least to my knowledge, with Ask Jeeves, but they did kind of just die out. So they turned to Ask.com and
Ask Jeeves. The enshittification there, I don't think they ever got to the point where they were abusing their users because they didn't grow big enough.
Fell off.
Google came out and let's see. But YouTube. I pay for YouTube Premium. I've got a kid. And YouTube Premium is fantastic, but it's still not like the old YouTube. Like, the algorithm is so strange on YouTube. Yes. That's what I'm mostly getting. Because it's like, even though I pay to not see ads before my video, I'm still getting ads. There's videos like, I'm trying this product. Oh, look at this product over here. Hey, look at me. And there'll be things that crop up like that. I try to keep it on, like, scientific, like Veritasium, Adam Savage's Tested, stuff like that, like where it's smart, and it kind of works. Yeah. But then I'll be scrolling
especially
shorts.
For a kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll be like scrolling short, like the Game Grumps. I like those guys a lot. But the stuff that would have been big in like 2012 YouTube, I pretty much stay on. But then you get into the shorts, and hold on. Let me pull up my phone. This is going to be the fun part in the video version of the podcast, where I show you a list. I made a playlist of every. Oh boy, Taryn, you're not going to believe this. All right, here we go. Okay, I was going to say I couldn't find my playlist. They were hidden. I made a playlist of what looks like nine shorts, and they're all just like. Most of them are just like a picture of a person and then like overlaid on top of a video. It's like an article from a website on top of a video. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen stuff like that?
Yeah.
And it's just like that. This doesn't belong on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah,
my man.
And it's only getting worse too, because as we progress, this is going to be a little bit more with the AI, but there's just so much AI slop now.
Okay.
So much AI slop.
Yeah.
And it's prevalent on Steam, on YouTube, on Google. It's everywhere. Even on dating apps, there's like bots. Like, it's bad. Like, no matter where you go, it's just AI slop.
It's AI. Yeah, AI is taking over, and it's not because AI is better than people. It's because people can make a quick buck off of AI. Yeah. That's what it is. It gets clicks, it gets engagement. Doesn't mean it's good. Remember, folks, just because people are looking at something and saying, ooh, look at that, that's messed up, doesn't mean it deserves to be paid for it. Yeah. I mean, Feel free to be fair, feel free to point your finger at us and say, "Ooh, look at that," and maybe we'll get paid. I don't know.
Yeah, AI slop is really bad today. It's like everywhere, and it's only going to get worse. Not to mention, not is it just like the advertisements or the thumbnails of a YouTube video or just like scripts, but when AI starts making more videos, especially on YouTube, I think I told you just last week, I think I saw a video of Stephen Hawking on a half pipe.
Oh yeah,
Which
honestly is cool. If you're going to use AI, put Stephen Hawking on a half pipe, okay? But it's not good.
It's wild that it's on the internet, but if you ever want to watch Stephen Hawking go down a half pipe, it's out there.
Yeah, if you want to watch Stephen Hawking bomb a hill and not biff it, it's pretty rad. But the problem with AI isn't that one or two videos are kind of funny and cool. The problem is that they're very easy to make, and they're just gonna keep flooding. They're gonna flood every platform you love, and they're gonna drown out all the creators that should be supported. That's not a lie. It's what's gonna happen because it's so absurd a lot of the time, and there's just so much of it. It's easier to type in a few prompts and click a generate button than it is to sit down like we're doing right now and record for about an hour and then edit it. It's easier to just hit generate and then hit export. All right, think about that. And it's not. The thing is people are getting money for it. People are getting paid to just type a prompt in and hit generate and then export.
There's editors that just use AI now. There's people that make books just by AI. There's all different kinds of stuff that's just AI slop. It's really bad. Like, I'm not saying that AI is itself bad, because I do think there will be advancements in either science or medical or some field that will help us as a human species. I do honestly believe that.
Yeah.
The technology is a net benefit for the most part of society and for the humans. But the thing I have though is when it's just basically the enshittification of all of them.
Right.
It doesn't have
when it's
to be
the creative part, when it's like replacing the mind of a human to like make something other humans should want to watch. I agree. I think AI is going to be great. I think AI is going to be it's going to streamline things, but it's not in this way, and it's going to be a few more years, I think. But also, is it? Are companies going to see that and be like, we could do that, or we could just like keep exploiting workers for cheap because we don't want to pay $30 million for a brand new computer to run our factory. Whatever.
One of my high school teachers, I think, had it really correct when he said that anything you use is a tool. And I think that about anything, like whether it's computers or even just a pencil, there's a tool that is used to free up your time at a later point. Mm-hmm. Now, AI at the moment is not being used as a tool to free up your time. It's being used just to generate slop for making money or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, it could be, and I think, honestly, where if you view things like my own computer, I use it as a tool to get projects done, which is what it's used for. It makes things easier, it's faster, and it saves time in the long run to have more time in the day to do other things, which is good. That's a net positive. If you use AI in that way, it could be a net positive, but right now we're definitely not doing that.
Right. Do you think I think AI in a positive way would be like is it Watson, like Iron Man? Who is it? The guy, that computer guy? You know who I'm talking about. Tony Stark he throws his hands up. Like, if you can make an AI that's like that's just like, hey, brew me a cup of coffee and pull up a map in front of me real fast. I want to see the directions to walk to downtown or whatever. Like, that's good AI. It's super, but that's the tool AI. And right now it's like there, but it's it's kind of like a Google search. You kind of have to like finagle a little bit. You got to tweak it. You got to twist its knobs. You got to like rub it on the head and say "good boy."
Yeah.
And you get there. And if you're not super proficient at something, like right away, it can help. Like give you a like a path to walk. A
guideline.
Like, yeah, it shows you like, these are the steps, the general steps, and that's really it's useful.
I use ChatGPT just to solve problems that I know I could Google and spend half an hour to find the answer, but it's easier if just ChatGPT spits out the answer in 10 seconds.
Right.
Which is a tool that I use to solve anything. Like just a couple weeks ago, I was having PC problems and I just had it ChatGPT and it worked. Yeah. I just used it as a better functioning Google because Google is so riddled with ads. But I don't want to spend like 20 minutes scrolling through ads when I could just have the answer in 10 seconds.
Right. Do you think it goes hand in hand? Doesn't Google have like a lot of skin in the AI game?
Oh yeah.
Like
yep,
do you think they're putting ads and making their Google searches so shitty just to drive people to their AI?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It definitely wouldn't surprise me, but even I told you last week where Microsoft has exclusivity between OpenAI to fund their Microsoft Azure. Like that is a thing that happens. And as far as like tech companies, of course they're going to try to do anything to make them more profitable in some way, whether it's AI swap or trying to get users to stay on their platform longer or whatever. And this kind of transitions into like, I was going to talk about dating apps here a bit because I don't know if you've ever been on a dating app, Matt.
Oh yeah, bro. All the time.
Okay.
I don't go on any dates, but I'm on those dating apps.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so that's very, very interesting.
But yeah.
How many ads would you say are on a dating app?
It's like every 3 or 4 swipes on Tinder, I would say.
Okay.
Maybe not even that. Maybe like every other swipe. Hold on, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, and you just said that you've never been on any dates with it.
Just got an
ad. As we were speaking, that's crazy.
They got an ad, got another ad.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
If you look at it from a business standpoint, they're not designed to give you the most optimal experience. And in fact, even if you pay to be on the higher tier, which I'm assuming that's an option, you mentioned Tinder. Isn't there like a plus version? I'm assuming
there's a Tinder Gold.
Okay, Tinder Gold. And I'm guessing they market it to you as like more options that you can find.
Yeah, it's like you can unlimited swipes and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's designed to keep it suboptimal at best because then you're paying month and month and month to keep you on the app while you're still not finding a date to get off of the app.
It's worse than that because it's a weekly thing on the Tinder stuff, and it's like $30.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. So if you forget about it, you're boned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got matches and all of that. I don't go on a lot of dates because a lot of times it's like people from 100 miles away or like 1,000 miles, halfway across the world. Or a lot of times they're not real people, like you were talking about AI. Sometimes it's they're just really sus. There's some sus things going on here. But I've never gone on like a proper date. I've never met I honestly kind of keep it as more of like an ego boost than anything of like hey, look, these 10 AI women liked me.
That's that's justification in itself. I like that. I like that take.
So I don't really engage with them. I'm also just too socially awkward to like try to flirt with somebody just right off the bat, So
yeah.
I
get it.
But yeah, it's the same everywhere. Like there's all the dating apps are pretty much they're just advertising machines.
Yeah. How much bots would you say is on dating apps?
Almost everybody.
That's insane. But I just know in my little small corner when I'm streaming on Twitch, I get spammed constantly with bots. And I've put up filters as many times as you try to, like, but where they get banned for saying certain things. And it's not like I'm censoring anybody. It's what I do is I notice how bots talk or how they speak, how they write.
Mm-hmm.
And little things like putting a space and then a period or a space, comma, space.
Yep.
Things like people don't usually do that or type like that. Or they have there's just a way you can read into it after you see it a lot of times where I could just flag certain things and just have it go to spam. Basically, that's all I'm doing.
Right.
You just narrow down on how people talk.
Yeah, and bots are they're just everywhere. Like they're not a direct product of enshittification, but they definitely make things like companies aren't feeding bots, but I feel like they're not doing as much about them as they could because it's, I don't know. But it's just upsetting. I'm going to read step 3 here. Okay, step 3 of enshittification. So they abuse their customers, their advertisers, to make their stock numbers go up. So here's a quote from Doctorow again. Searching Amazon doesn't produce a list of the products that most closely match your search. It brings up a list of products whose sellers have paid the most to be at the top of that search. Those fees are built into the cost you pay for the product, and Amazon's most favored nation requirement, sellers, means that they can't sell more cheaply elsewhere. So Amazon has driven prices at every retailer. So not only are the people who are advertising getting screwed, you are getting screwed. Everybody is getting screwed by this.
Mm-hmm. It's really bad.
And that's
in fact,
it's not on. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
I have another thing about Amazon. This is a little bit with audiobooks because you mentioned it earlier. If you didn't know, Amazon controls 90% of the audiobook market, which is the digital rights management. And because they control 90% of it and it's copyrighted, they have a stranglehold on the market where they are the only game in town, basically.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
The guy that I've been quoting, his name is Cory Doctorow. He does not participate. He's written a lot of books. He's like a science fiction author and also a tech historian kind of commenter. He works for foundations that work on like regulating, properly regulating stuff about the internet. But the books that he writes, he records his own audiobooks and he puts them out on his own. I don't have his website, but he puts them out on his own. They don't go onto like Audible or any of the big audiobook platforms. It's only the small stuff. So yeah, that's a problem. I hate to admit, I do use Audible and.
I have before on a few books, but then it was only for a couple months. But that's about it.
Yeah, I use it a lot. I should probably look into like others, but like you said, they corner the damn market, and it just, I don't know.
It's convenient when you're driving.
It's it is. It's I drive a lot. I'm a truck driver. It's very convenient. It is. I wish there was another way. The only thing I wish would be regulation that would untie my audiobooks from Audible, where I could just, throw them on a USB somewhere and take them with me. You know what I mean? That would be pretty sick. That would be great. But
Amazon says no to that.
Yeah, Amazon is owned by one of the richest people in the world who has ties to the president, and that's never going to happen. All right. So
even if it's 0.01% of his bottom line, it's never happening.
Yeah. Right. Taryn, we're getting close to the end here. We're about 52 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and read step 4. So this is for like our solutions, all right? So step 4, solutions. That's really it. We'll talk about you and me about how we can maybe get out of this. We'll talk about our own theories. I'll read Doctorow's real quick, and then I'll talk about my own thoughts. But Here's what he says. So, shitification truly is how platforms die. And that's fine, actually. We don't need eternal rulers of the internet. It's okay for new ideas and new ways of working to emerge. The emphasis of lawmakers and policymakers shouldn't be preserving the crepuscular senescence of dying platforms. Rather, our policy focus should be on minimizing the cost to users when these firms reach their expiry date. Enshrining rights like end-to-end would mean that no matter how auto-cannibalistic a zombie platform became, willing speakers and willing listeners would still connect with each other. So, and policymakers should focus on freedom of exit, the right to leave a sinking platform while continuing to stay connected to the communities that you left behind, enjoying the media and apps you bought, and preserving the data you created. So what he says,
that's good.
Yeah, that's the solution. Because if you know, like, I don't know what we're talking, like Uber doesn't.
I have a good tie to that.
Go ahead.
Facebook.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've ever tried to leave.
Yep. Yeah.
But the reason why Facebook is successful is because everybody else is on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's the point. If you were to leave, you would be the only person. You'd be the alien. Like, you wouldn't have anybody to talk to. Like, you would have to convince every single friend, every single family to move to a different platform.
Yep.
If you're going to do that.
Right. And the different platform you're moving to currently is shitified. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, there's not a great place to go right now, but if there was, you couldn't take people with you. You can keep the same context. It's insane. So what he's saying,
it's easier for you to stay connected on Facebook than it is to delete. That's the point.
Yep. That's why I've never fully deleted. I've gone like offline for a long time. I think I was like 6 years, 5 years.
Same. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I deactivated my account, but I kept Messenger open. Like I used that still, but I didn't. You know, but then I had to get it again because my daughter went to preschool, and the preschool would post photos of my daughter to Facebook, and I wanted to see my daughter and how she was doing. And now I'm just there because Facebook is, once again, it's just kind of everywhere. You need it. You know what I mean? Like, but you don't. I don't know. It would be so easy to just get rid of it. But if you got rid of it, I wouldn't have Messenger. All the people that I've talked to, all the conversations I've had, the pictures that I've shared, the little GIFs that
even this podcast, we have an instant messenger group about this podcast.
Yeah,
in Facebook Messenger.
Right. So
that's business related. So yeah, it's crazy.
I really like his idea on fixing things. I think it's rather hopeful to expect politicians to do anything, but
very hopeful. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No, I don't either. But he, in the podcast that I was listening to, he kind of brought up like all you can do is hope. Like we've already called out the problem. That's step one.
Oh yeah.
We know what the problems are. We can see why it's happening. We can call a spade a spade. So we were already there. Now it's just advocation. If you get the more people know about it, the better the world is. Our other co-host, who's not here right now, who got sucked to death by a spider, Max. When I brought up enshittification a couple weeks ago, he didn't know what it was, and he looked it up and he's like, "Wow, that's a real thing, huh?"
Yeah.
So the more people, today's goal for the podcast, I want you to, cherished listener, I want you to go out and find the nearest person in public, and I want you to scream at them about enshittification. No, scream at them. Grab their shoulders, look them in the eyes. At them. Don't listen to
You'll be a crazy person.
Don't listen to Terry.
Don't listen to Matt. Don't.
Okay. Caress them. Don't scream at them. Talk gently into their ear. Make them cry about it, but like a happy cry, because there's hope. There's hope.
There is hope.
So that'll do it for the episode today. Remember, we just gotta have hope. Tomorrow the sun is gonna come up, no matter what happens. So thank you everybody for listening in. Tell a friend and leave a comment. It really helps. Taryn, do you want to tell people how they can find you, where at, things like that? Plug yourself.
Well, you can find us on the Spotify like I said, it's not going to be for about a month now because the free tier distributor. But if you want instant access to every release, it's going to be YouTube premieres every Monday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Right on. And
at
you
Coffee Talk Pod.
and just you in particular, Taryn, if people want to keep up with you, where would they go?
Ideally you find me while I'm streaming. I stream every day, Sliverwolf 5 on Twitch.
Yeah,
You
hell
guys
yeah.
want to drop in and say hi?
He's a fun guy. Great community, really funny. He really does have like this budding thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You have an awesome community, even though it's like not
Thank
huge right now. I think the people that you play with and hang out with are just they're me included are just like little bright. Like I can't believe that it exists. It's like a what do you call it? Like one of those plates with that you rub the mold on and then it grows. It's like that, but it's like cool. You know, it like makes a cool
Thank
pattern.
you so much. That means a lot to me.
It's a great community. So
I really try.
you can
I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot of behind the scenes
Yeah.
that goes into every stream I do, into every project I do, especially this one, because I think Coffee Talk is like my baby. I pitched this idea to a couple people, about 6 months ago at this point,
I think so. Yeah.
and I just love the idea of this podcast in this community.
Just
So-
a weekly.
Always trying to grow, always trying to expand, and yeah, I think for this week, well, it'll be after since the podcast just released. But happy Halloween, everybody! I'm going to be doing Halloween streams if you catch it. But
Hell yeah. And you can find me at Jackal194. That's Jackal like the dog 194 on Twitch or YouTube. We'll be back next week with another episode to wake up to. Maybe it will be about how eugenics was pioneered in the United States of America. Keep an eye out, folks.
oh god,
Thanks for listening.
that's a rough segue.
1, 2, ready, go. What's the news? Hey, is there something new? What's the news? Say what you want to say.